Day 2 of the Democrat National Convention wrapped up with Joe Biden accepting the party's nomination. And for some response on the Democrat convention so far, I do want to bring in GOP strategist Erin Elmore, who is joining us live from Florida. Erin, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I do want to begin by getting your response to the Democrat convention so far, specifically AOC. Now, we all know that AOC supports Sanders for president, but viewers watching were really caught off guard when she said she seconds the nomination of Sanders for president, a procedural and also symbolic move. What is your take on all this?
It was procedural and symbolic, but I think the average American viewer at home was probably pretty confused by it. They don't realize all of those nuances and technicalities, but I also think it's par for the course for AOC. She's a natural disruptor who is the loudest voice in the room, but also the most ineffective. She really is incapable of accomplishing anything other than pointing fingers and trying to make edicts that are absolutely useless. So I can see how the viewer at home would have been quite alarmed. She did clear it up slightly with a tweet, but you have to realize she had 60 seconds to speak and said nothing about Joe Biden. I don't think that is a good sign for Joe Biden in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely, Erin. And as you mentioned, too, it also sheds light on what critics are calling the lack of direction and unification when it comes to the Democrat Party. And of course, Vice President Kamala Harris, she's expected to accept, Senator Kamala Harris, that is, she's expected to accept her nomination as VP tonight. But Erin, with all that being said, looking forward, what are the expectations of the Republican National Convention next week?
Well, prior to looking forward, I will piggyback on your point where you said there is no direction. On the first night, we heard a sore loser, John Kasich, say, don't worry, Biden's a total moderate. And then we heard Bernie Sanders say, Joe Biden is a great voice for the progressive movement. There was absolutely no unity. And that unity is something you will see next week at the RNC. I think you're going to see a lot more enthusiasm. We already know there's a massive enthusiasm gap between those who want to vote for Trump and those who are almost forced, if you will, to vote for Joe Biden. I think next week is going to be full of surprises. I know Nick Sandmann, who is expected to speak. He's the young gentleman who wore the MAGA hat at the rally and was peaceful and was slandered. He actually won a massive lawsuit against CNN. I know that couple from St. Louis who protected their home using their Second Amendment rights are going to speak. So I think it's fewer tired old people that are going to be speaking, more exciting, fun speakers. And I think it's going to be the ratings are going to tell the tale of where the enthusiasm lies and where this is going to go on November 3rd.
Erin, and you mentioned this, but I do want to expand on it a little bit more. While the Democrats seem to be following a pattern of Republicans turned Democrats and never-Trumpers being featured at their convention, there's a list of those private individuals set to appear at the GOP convention, such as the McCloskey couple, Nick Sandmann and Andrew Pollock. What can you tell us about this strategy?
I think it's everything that helped President Trump get in the White House, to be frank. The reason why President Trump was elected, he was a breath of fresh air in a broken system. He spoke directly to the American middle class and the American people. Unlike Joe Biden, who wants to raise taxes on 82% of Americans, he's beholden to China. He helped China get into the World Trade Organization, which cost America 3.4 million jobs. So I think what President Trump is doing and what the RNC is doing is they're bringing these average, everyday American Republicans to the forefront and shining a light on all of the things they've done to make America great again. And I think that's why people are going to tune in with much greater enthusiasm, much greater excitement to go to the polls and vote for President Trump on November 3rd.
All right, GOP strategist Erin Elmore with some insight on next week's GOP convention. Thank you so much, Erin, for your time.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.